Yemen is often introduced to the world through noise. Conflict, crisis, distance, a place reduced to headlines, warnings, and maps shaded by uncertainty. But Yemen is older than the frame that tries to contain it. It is older than the language of modern trouble. Long before the world learned to speak of Yemen through crisis, this land was already speaking through stone, mud, terraces, incense, water, wind, and memory. If you slow down and look beyond the headlines, another Yemen begins to appear. It is not an ordinary country waiting to be explained. It is a land that seems to hide itself on purpose. Its cities rise from earth as if they were grown rather than built. Its villages cling to cliffs with a confidence that feels almost impossible. Its mountains hold terraces like green staircases cut into gravity. Its old wells descend into darkness. Its palaces stand on rocks. Its markets smell of coffee, dust, metal, bread, and spice. And far away from the mainland, an island in the Indian Ocean guards trees that look as if they were designed by another planet. This is Yemen, one of the most mysterious and different landscapes in the Arab world. A country where architecture becomes survival, where water becomes destiny, where a village path can carry the memory of 1,000 years of footsteps, where people have learned not to conquer the land, but to negotiate with it, and where beauty does not arrive softly. It appears suddenly, fiercely, in places where life has always been difficult. To understand Yemen, you must begin with the earth itself. The land is not gentle. Mountains rise abruptly from dry valleys. Plateaus break into canyons. Roads twist through cliffs. Villages appear where logic says no village should stand. The sea presses against the south and west. But much of the interior lies under the ancient pressure of scarcity. Rain can be brief, water can be hidden, soil can be thin. And yet, across this difficult country, human beings created some of the most unforgettable forms of settlement on Earth. In Yemen, survival was never only a matter of strength, it was a matter of design. Your journey begins in Shibam, in the wide valley of Hadramaut, where the desert opens and an entire city rises upward from mud. From a distance, Shibam looks like a mirage, a cluster of tall earthen towers standing against the empty plain, their brown walls glowing under the desert sun. Some of these mud brick buildings rise several stories high, stacked tightly together like an ancient skyline. This is why Shibam is often called the Manhattan of the desert. But the comparison only tells part of the story. Shibam is not remarkable because it resembles a modern city. It is remarkable because it solved ancient problems with the simplest materials available: clay, straw, water, sun. The same earth that surrounds the city becomes the body of the city. Mud is shaped into bricks, dried in heat, lifted by hand, and stacked into vertical homes. Thick walls help protect families from the harsh temperature of the desert. Small windows limit sunlight, dust, and heat. The compact urban form protects community life while preserving valuable land around the city. And when rain damages the outer skin of a tower, people repair it with the same material that formed it in the first place. Shibam survives through renewal. That is part of its mystery. It is not a fossil. It is not a dead monument trapped behind glass. It is an architecture that must be cared for again and again. The city stands because generations keep answering the same question. How do you build something tall, cool, protective, and communal in a land where every material must be respected. In Shibam, height was not a symbol of luxury. It was a strategy. Families lived above the ground for safety. Streets remained narrow to create shade. Homes stood close because community was protection. The skyline became an answer to heat, defense, space, and water. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was accidental. This is what makes Yemen different. Even its most beautiful places are not simply decorative. They are solutions. From Shibam, the story climbs toward the mountains. In the Haraz region, Yemen becomes vertical. The roads bend into the cliffs. The villages seem carved from the same stone that surrounds them. Al-Hajar appears like a fortress grown from the mountain itself. A settlement perched on a cliff edge, watching over valleys so deep that the buildings seem to float above the earth. At first glance, these villages look impossible. But Yemen's mountain architecture has its own logic. The mountain is not an enemy. It is a wall, a shelter, a warning system, a source of stone, and a form of defense. Houses are arranged in layers. Lower floors may hold animals, tools, and supplies. The warmth of livestock rises through the building. Grain is stored above danger. Living spaces move upward toward light and air. Flat roofs become workplaces, sleeping spaces, places for drying crops, places for family conversation, and places where the sky feels close enough to touch. In these cliff villages, a roof is never only a roof. A path is never only a path. A wall is never only a wall. Every surface carries more than one purpose. That is the secret intelligence of Yemen's highlands. Life here has always required compactness, patience, and cooperation. People live near animals, near food stores, near water channels, near neighbors. The architecture ties everything together. Warmth, labor, storage, prayer, conversation, and protection all move through the same vertical world. In a modern city, people often separate functions into different zones. In a Yemeni mountain village, life gathers itself tightly because the mountain allows no waste. The more you look at these villages, the more mysterious they become. Not because they are unknown, but because they reveal a kind of wisdom that is difficult to imitate. A wisdom formed by danger, wisdom built from listening. The people did not force the mountain to become flat. They learned how to live with its steepness. Near Sanaya, another symbol rises from stone with almost theatrical power. Dar al-Hajar. The Rock Palace stands on a massive rock formation in Wadi Dar. It does not merely sit on the rock, it seems to belong to it. The structure rises upward with windows, terraces, and pale walls, as if the stone itself decided to become a palace. Built as a summer residence in the 20th century, Dar al-Hajar still feels older than its age. It feels connected to a deeper Yemeni instinct, the instinct to make architecture out of geology. Its beauty is dramatic, but its intelligence is practical. The rock provides elevation. The thick walls provide protection. The windows and openings guide air. Beneath the palace, a deep well descends into the earth, reminding visitors that even the most graceful building in Yemen is still tied to the oldest question of all. Where does the water come from? Water is the hidden thread running through Yemen's story. In many countries, water feels ordinary. It arrives in rivers, rain, lakes, and fields, as if the world has promised it. In Yemen, water has always been more uncertain, more precious, more political, more spiritual. It had to be captured, guided, stored, shared, defended, and remembered. This is why Marib matters. Long before modern states drew borders across the region, Marib was the heart of the ancient Sabaean kingdom, a world associated with incense, caravans, temples, trade routes, and the legendary Queen of Sheba. In this dry land, wealth did not come only from spices and trade. It came from the power to manage water. The Great Dam of Marib was one of the great engineering achievements of ancient southern Arabia. It turned seasonal rains into irrigation. It transformed uncertainty into fields. It made agriculture possible on a larger scale. It showed that survival in Yemen required more than endurance. It required organization. A dam is not only stone and earth. It is trust. It means people agree to maintain channels. It means communities understand that water must be divided, not wasted. It means leadership depends on the ability to read the sky, the slope, the season, and the soil. In Yemen, engineering became culture because scarcity made cooperation necessary. That is another reason Yemen feels so different. Its greatest achievements often begin with constraint. The country does not reveal abundance in the easy way. It reveals the beauty of human response. Farther west, Sana'a holds another kind of mystery. The old city is one of the most visually unforgettable urban landscapes in the world. Its tower houses rise in warm brown tones, decorated with white plaster patterns that curl around windows like lace. From above, the city looks like a dense field of memory. Minarets rise between homes. Rooftops become social spaces. Narrow streets wind through walls that seem to hold centuries of footsteps. Old Sana'a does not feel planned in the modern sense. It feels accumulated. A doorway carries the mark of a family. A window carries the memory of a craft tradition. A facade becomes a language of geometry, privacy, light, and pride. At sunset, when the white patterns catch the last light, the buildings seem almost embroidered onto the air. There is something deeply mysterious about a city that has lived so long and still feels intimate. In Sana'a, history is not only in museums. It is in the height of a house, the curve of a window, the sound of merchants in the souk, the smell of bread, and the shadow of a minaret crossing an old wall. The city teaches that a place can be ancient without feeling silent. It can carry age and still breathe. But Yemen's mystery is not only urban. It lives in the terraces of the mountains, where agriculture climbs the slopes like a patient human signature. On Jabal Sabir and across the highlands, farmers shape the land into steps of stone and soil. From above, these terraces look beautiful. But beauty is only the surface. Each wall is a negotiation with gravity. Each channel is a negotiation with rain. Each field is a small act of defiance against erosion, drought, and altitude. Terrace farming in Yemen is not simply agriculture. It is a living relationship between people and mountain. Every season asks for maintenance. Walls must be repaired after storms. Channels must be cleared. Soil must be held. Water must be guided. A terrace that is neglected begins to disappear. A terrace that is cared for becomes a promise renewed. This is why Yemen's landscapes often feel alive. They are not untouched wilderness. They are landscapes shaped by centuries of conversation between human hands and difficult earth. The mystery is not that people survived here. The mystery is how much beauty they created while surviving. Yemen's mountains also hold creatures that seem to belong to legend. The Arabian leopard, one of the rarest big cats on earth, moves through the stories and shadows of the highlands. To see one is almost impossible. Its presence is more often felt than witnessed. A sign in dust, a rumor from a shepherd, a memory passed through a village. In some mountain traditions, the leopard is not just an animal. It is a guardian, a spirit of rock and silence, a creature that reminds people the mountain is not fully owned by humans. In Jabal Bura, Hamadryas baboons move through forests and cliffs with a strange intelligence. Their social groups, their faces, their alert movements, and their closeness to human settlements have made them part of local imagination. In some beliefs, harming such animals brings misfortune. In places where formal conservation may be weak, belief can become a protective wall. This is one of Yemen's hidden differences. Nature and culture are not always separated. A tree can be sacred, a leopard can be a guardian, a mountain can be a presence, a wadi can be memory. Conservation can begin as story, and story can become restraint. Then Yemen changes completely, far from the mainland. Socotra rises from the Indian Ocean like a fragment of another world. If the mainland is a story of stone, mud, water, and endurance, Socotra is a story of isolation, evolution, and strangeness. The island is often called the Galapagos of the Indian Ocean because many of its plants and animals are found nowhere else. But even that description does not fully capture the feeling of the place. Socotra does not look like it belongs to ordinary geography. The dragon's blood tree stands on the plateau with an umbrella-shaped crown, its branches spreading outward against the sky. Its red sap has been used for centuries, and local legends give it meanings that move between medicine, myth, and the supernatural. Some stories connect it to dragons, others treat it as a symbol of protection, healing, or ancient mystery. But the tree is not strange for the sake of strangeness. Its shape is a strategy. The crown captures moisture from mist and channels it downward. Its form is survival made visible. Again, Yemen repeats its deepest lesson. Beauty is function, transformed by time. On Socotra, the mountains collect moisture. Streams move through dry land toward the sea. At Ara, fresh water can meet salt water in a scene that feels almost symbolic. Mountain and ocean touching in a single fragile line. On beaches, green sea turtles return to nest, following ancient instincts older than human memory. Near Shuab, dolphins may circle in the morning light, appearing to fishermen not as spectacle, but as part of the island's living rhythm. Socotra expands the meaning of Yemen. It shows that the country is not only mud towers and mountain villages, it is also one of the most biologically unusual places on Earth. It is a living museum of adaptation, separated by water and protected by distance. The island feels mysterious because it reminds us how much of Earth still resists simplification. A single country can hold desert towers, cliff palaces, ancient dams, sacred terraces, endangered leopards, baboon forests, sea turtles, dolphins, and trees that look like they grew from a dream. This is the Yemen the world rarely pauses to see, a country of hidden systems, a place where every form seems to answer a problem. The tower answers heat and defense. The terrace answers gravity. The dam answers scarcity. The cliff village answers danger. The palace answers stone. The dragon's blood tree answers drought. And the market answers the human need for exchange, scent, color, and voice. In the souks, Yemen becomes sound and texture. Spices rise from sacks in red, yellow, and brown. Coffee beans carry the memory of mountain agriculture. Brass lamps catch warm light. Jambiyas hang with curved blades and ornate handles. Fabrics spill from dark shops in vivid folds. Men greet each other with practiced courtesy. Women move through the lanes with baskets, bread, and quiet purpose. Children slip between shadows and sunlight. The market is not only commerce, it is theater, memory, and daily survival. A Yemeni market feels different because it does not separate the practical from the poetic. The smell of bread belongs beside the shine of metal. The weight of grain belongs beside the color of cloth. The price of fruit belongs beside the story of rain. Everything is connected to the land that produced it, the roads that carried it, and the hands that will use it. To walk through Yemen, even in imagination, is to feel that nothing here is casual. A house is built from the earth because the earth is the available material. A terrace is maintained because without it, the slope forgets how to feed people. A well is deep because water is never taken for granted. A city rises upward because land and safety demanded it. A village clings to stone because the mountain offered protection. An island tree grows like an umbrella because mist is precious. This is why Yemen feels mysterious. Its difference is not decorative. It is structural. It comes from the way the entire country has learned to transform hardship into form. And yet, Yemen should not be romanticized as if difficulty were beautiful by itself. The hardship is real. Isolation is real. Scarcity is real. The damage to cities, communities, and heritage is real. But to see only hardship is to miss the deeper truth. Yemen is also a civilization of extraordinary imagination. It is a place where people have answered pressure with design, danger with community, dryness with water knowledge, and isolation with identity. The mystery of Yemen is not that it is hidden from the world. The mystery is that so much of it has remained alive.